G'day and welcome to Wine Week. I'm Danny.
And I'm Brad.
And this week I'm going to kick off with a wine that, like many in the last kind of month or so, is from a stable where we've visited fairly frequently. Now this is the Wynn's Coonawarra Cab Sav. Now the reason we come back to some wineries again and again is not because we get loads of money off them or advertising dollars, anything like that. It's because the wine is just damn fine. And look, Sue Hodder, the winemaker at Wynn's in the Coonawarra, is just producing wine after wine that is just flat out brilliant. Look, the Coonawarra Cab Sav, we've done this, the previous vintage to this, the 05. This is the 06. Probably the biggest change is the fact that this is now under screw cap. Now, I am a big rap for screw cap because it means that you know when you open it up you're going to get exactly what the winemaker intended, and what Sue, the winemaker of this, intended is a bloody good wine. It's around about the kind of mid-20s mark, so it's not a super cheap wine, but it's just beautiful. Put it together, say, with rack of lamb, something like that, it's just going to be a lovely wine, and it'll handle up to probably 15 odd years in the bottle there, and once again the screw cap will make sure that 15 years from now it'll still be brilliant.
Yeah, and it is one of those ones that is designed for some cellaring, because this, going back vintages, you can get these from 20 years ago and they're still drinking well today. So yeah, really good cellaring wine too.
Definitely is.
I'm going to have a look at an interesting wine from the Barossa this week. This is another wine out of the Saltram stable, and this is called the Shadowwood Semillon. Now, this is a 2007 wine. Now, this is an interesting wine for a few reasons. First of which, I guess, is we've had a look at a few Semillons over the last little while, but generally they're out of the Hunter Valley. So this is an example of a Semillon that's a different region, Barossa, but they're doing some good work down there too. And this is a relatively new label from Saltram, and it just shows you the quality of the grapes that they're getting at the moment. Now this wine is really interesting from a couple of perspectives. The first wine, it is really designed as a food wine. So this one you'd really want to open up because it's a very dry, quite a light, crisp, refreshing wine that you really want to match it up with your food. And that kind of flows on nicely because it's actually designed for restaurant trade only, what they call on-premise. So you probably won't find this in the bottle shops unless a few people are being sneaky. But instead, next time you're at a restaurant and you're looking for something different, see if they've got this one on the list, because it does really go well with food and it's not going to break the bank either. It comes in at sort of just over the 20 mark, maybe 22, 23 retail. So it is an example of, a Semillon that's not from the Hunter Valley that's really worth a look at as well, the Shadowwood Semillon.
Yeah, look, the Hunter isn't the only place producing decent Semillon now. Once was the time, but now Barossa's starting to realise how to do it properly. Anyhow, last wine that we're going to have a look at this week won't be a shock to any of our kind of regular viewers. This is the Petaluma Coonawarra, the 05 version. Now, the reason it won't be a shock to a lot of people is that this is a very, very highly regarded wine. The 04 was a lot of people's favourite wine from the last year. The 05 is at least as good for a lot of people. This is a wine that under $100 you're going to have a hard time matching it up against anything that's going to beat it. Look, from the same sort of region, there's the Balnaves Tally that's kind of in that $80 to $90 mark. This comes in at kind of the mid-40s and under. We picked this up for just a smidge under the $40 mark, and at that, it is remarkably good buying. This is a wine that, if you listen to the scribes that kind of go out of the 100-point scale, is going to be over 95 for everyone. 96s, 97s, 98s, really pushes up there. It's a great wine, beautiful flavours. Really, you have to have a go at this at under $40. This is one to have a go at. Yeah, and it does sell really well. I was lucky enough to try out Petaluma from the early 90s not long ago, and it was drinking superbly. Yeah, a damn fine wine. Anyhow, that's it for a damn fine wine week, and we'll see you all again next week.
See you next week.